Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. News is short this week, since DSS-05 is officially releasing this coming Friday in Japan, and therefore we are left with only a new ride line for Brandgate from the Vanguard Youthquake manga for DBT11. Silhouette Man is your typical D-series starter that seems to have been suspected of being an imposter and was thrown out of the airlock. Garter Silhouette when riding over Silhouette Man lets you add up to one Machineries Factory set order from your deck. It's not a Brandgate deck without going +1 on your first ride, and people say Mesa Gear Dragon is unfair. Machineries Factory is a set order card, while in the order zone, lets you put it in rest position to add up to one Armed Arms card from the top 7 cards of your deck if your drop zone has a card with the same name. Otherwise you send it to the drop zone. Then you put this card into your soul if you added a card with this ability. And while in the order zone, you put this card into your soul if you have a grade 3 or higher Silhouette Vanguard to call up to 2 Armed Arms cards with different names from your drop zone to an open rear guard. This is just Vanguard's version of the Dragon Ravine Field spell from Yu-Gi-Oh! Here we go again with more decks that aren't Zorga being able to fill up and recycle cards from the drop zone. Armed Arms are, while on Vanguard or rear guard lets you pay 1 counter blast when it attacks a Vanguard, while you have a grade 3 or higher Silhouette Vanguard, to retire one of your opponent's grade 2 or higher rear guard and this unit gets 5k power. I'm seriously getting multiple Yu-Gi-Oh vibes mixed between Exodia, the anime version of the Machine Emperors, Valen's anime-only armor deck, and Rush Duel's maximum summon. But most people who only live and breathe Vanguard will probably ask if this is a reverse unit due to the R in the name. It's not. Armed Arms Al, while on Vanguard or rear guard lets you pay 1 counter blast when it attacks a grade 3 or higher Vanguard, while you have a Silhouette Vanguard, to draw a card. Bavsaga mains are dying of thirst for new Arms order cards, and yet here's a new random ride line just doing similar things. Caesar Silhouette when rode over by Gigant Arms Silhouette lets you call up to 2 Armed Arms cards with different names from your drop zone to an open rear guard. So on top of their set order being able to do the same thing, this one lets you go grade 2 rush without as much of a consequence. Gigant Arms Silhouette once per turn while on Vanguard lets you pay 1 Soul Blast at the beginning of this card's attack step to attach up to 2 of your Armed Arms rear guards with different names to this card. It gets the power of the attached cards, but they are moved to rear guard in rest position at the end of your turn. And while on Vanguard, you can call up to one of the unit attached to this card to an open rear guard in stand position at the end of the battle this unit attacked. Imagine performing a persona ride then attach both arms. We are reaching over 63k powers and that's without accounting for triggers. Expect rule sharks to not allow Silhouette players to attach arms rear guards once they declared they are attacking with their Vanguard, because performing an ability before or when a unit attacks are 2 different things. Finally, Bustling mechanic Rodney while on rear guard gets 10k power if you have an attached card in your Vanguard. And while on the back row rear guard, you can pay 1 Soul Blast at the end of the battle your Silhouette Vanguard attacked a grade 3 or higher Vanguard and you have no front row rear guards to stand himself. Another 18k booster in the set. Next thing you know DBT12 will introduce 23k boosters. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments how people are going to attach the left and right arms incorrectly because it looks at the card's direction and not the player.